So now I would like to talk about the Claude Code overview. Previously, I already installed the Claude Code with the npm. So with the following npm, you can install this in your console, and after that you can open your actual project where you would like to use Claude Code. In this case, you can go into your project with the cd, and then you can start coding with Claude with the command Claude, and after that your Claude terminal will be opened, and then you can start. So I already installed Claude Code. I'm using the Claude Code Pro version. It means if you are installing this, then you should add your access key and access token also within this installation process, and then you can use Claude Code within your terminal as well, because in the normal version you have access to the Cloud AI, and then you have this window where you can add your commands, and here you can also create new chat with the AI, and here you will see your project list, so you can create your own project and you can add your prompt within this window if you are creating new chat, and then you can also select the two model what is used for the cloud. So this is the Cloud Opus 4.1 and also the Cloud Sonnet 4. So this is also the first one is the powerful large model for the complex challenges, and the Sonnet 4 is actually a little bit smarter but also efficient model for everyday use. But within this video lesson, actually I would like to use Claude within my terminal with my Magento project, where we will add different prompts to the AI and where we will create different code with the usage of the cloud. So we already installed the npm Anthropic AI Claude Code, and here you will see the installation process where I'm adding the access key and how can you create pro account with the license, with the access token key, and if it's done and if your cloud is already installed with this access token, then you can use this in the terminal. Before we are jumping into the code and creating some prompt, I would like to talk about what Claude Code does for you. With the Claude Code, you have the possibility to create features with the descriptions. In this case, you should tell Claude what you want to build in plain English. It will make a plan, write the code, and ensure it works. So if you should make sure that your prompt is already connected and created in English. And if it's good prepared, then Claude Code will create the code for you. And also Claude Code has the possibility to check this code base, this created code base. So they can open your code in the browser, in the virtual browser, and they can recheck it, everything's working fine. And after that you will get the notification that your code is working, and you can also double check this manually. So this is also really cool because Claude Code has access to your code base and creating the code in the related folders, in the related format, and Claude Code can also check your code base if it's working fine or not. I find this really cool feature from the Claude Code, also from the Pro version, because then your code will be also rechecked by the AI if it's working fine within your framework. Or you can also imagine that you have some weird bug and you would like to debug this and naturally fix this in your project. In this case, you can describe this bug or simply paste this error message, and then Claude Code will analyze your code base. So they will check through your code base and identify the problem, and then also trying to implement the fix. And for example, if you have some console error message in the browser, or if you have some exception on the front end, so they can also check both of them. So the front end bugs can be also checked by Claude Code, and also the backend problems like exceptions. So they can also navigate any code base. You can ask anything about your project, and also Claude Code can check every files, every related files from your code base. And also I found this really cool, this MCP can also pull from external data sources like Google Drive or Figma, and also from the Slack. So for example, if you have some Figma screen design, then Claude Code can also check your screen design, and based on this screen design they can also improve your design, and they can also create fully functional pages based on this screen design. And also if you have some information stored in the Google Drive, for example in Magento you have some table arrays, CSV files stored in the Google Cloud or Google Drive, then Claude Code can also connect to your storage, and then they can check this information, and based on this information they can also improve your code. I found this possibility is really cool, because then you have also everything in one place with this AI, and then they can also reference also from the screen design and from the Google Drive, or also from the Slack channel as well. So this multiple connection is really powerful in terms of AI coding. And also you can automate tasks. So for example, you can automate and fix lint issues or resolve merge conflicts via Claude Code. And also you can write notes and release notes, or for example README if you create new extension or new features from your project. You can ask Claude, please create README based on this extension. And also if you have some merge conflict, then Claude Code can also fix this open merge conflict as well, and everything automatically in the CI. And why developers love Claude Code, and also why I'm also loving Claude Code within this test period. You can work from the terminal, and this is very powerful because you have everything in one place. In my case, it's integrated in the JetBrains. That means no another chat window, no another ID. Claude Code meets you where you already work with the tools you already love. So this is everything is integrated in one place where you can use your AI. I also love Claude Code in this case because it's connected directly with your code base, with your codes, where Claude Code can also edit your files, run commands, and directly create also commits. If you need more, for example, what I already explained regarding the connection with your Figma or Google Drive or Slack, with the MCP, you have the possibility to connect also to this. And this is also very powerful. For example, Claude Code can also connect into your Jira workflow, where you can, for example, automatically update tickets. Very, very helpful for the developers, where you should focus on managing your task, fixing the bugs, but also in the same time you should manage the information or writing comments for your PO within the Jira workflow. So everything is connected in one place, and you can also manage this via the terminal in CI. And why developers love also Claude Code Pro? Because it's using the Unix philosophy, and Claude Code is composable and scriptable. Like in this format, you can use the Unix writing form with the communication of the AI. So if you are writing your prompt, this can look like this. This is also very powerful because in our regular days, if we are working as a developer, then we are using CI or terminal where you are writing your commands, and this is already integrated in this CI process. So you should not leave this flow, because everything is in there in your ID. For example, in my case, in the JetBrains PHP Storm. So this was about the installation of the Claude Code overview. And also I explained what Claude Code does for you in general and why developers love Claude Code. And the next step, I would like to show you some Quickstart and see Claude Code in action with practical examples. So I will add some prompt to my Claude Code Pro within my Magento project, and I will start. So now let's jump to the Quickstart section, and here before you begin your terminal and command prompt open and code project to work with. Let's open PHP Storm, and this is my project, and I already installed Cloud and also connected with my access token key. So I'm using Claude Code Pro, which is connected to the terminal. And here, if you are typing Cloud, then you will see Cloud is already opened within the project Hyvä. So this is my e-commerce project, Magento based and with the Hyvä theme installed, also with the Hyvä Checkout, and I would like to play Claude Code within my test project. And then first of all, here you can add your prompt within this window. So this is already opened in the extra terminal in the CI, but if you would like to use the regular another flow what you are already using, then you can open extra terminal and then you can type here your command as well. But here first of all, so project is not yet running on the Docker instance. We can also ask AI that, for example, please start my project, because I'm not quite sure how can I start, and also AI can also explain this to you. So for example, if we are starting with the prompt, please start my project, we will see what we will get back. I will help you start your Magento project with Hyvä Theme framework. Let me create a to-do list to get your development environment running. So now they are checking through my code base, also searching for information, for example, from the README. And then as you can see, the AI finding was that we can start the project with the make start. And with this, we can starting the Docker container for Magento development. If you proceed with the yes, or you can every time double check yes and don't ask again for make commands within this project. You can also choose this option or no and tell Claude what to do differently. So if you are not quite sure if it's the correct answer from the AI, then you can every time ask this differently or add another prompt to this process. So, but now we can continue with this. Yes, please run make start. And as you can see, Claude already running make start. And in the meantime, you will see in this window that your related container will be also started with the make start process. And you can imagine in this case that Claude Code can also run another command in the terminal. So for example, they can also create code base or completely new extension, but in the same time they will also, for example, clean your cache or run the setup upgrade process or DI comply, everything in one place and automatically managed by Claude Code. So it's not about generating code, it's also about running different commands or searching for some information from the database or from Figma screen design or from Google Drive. Claude Code can make everything for you in this case. So as you can see, make start is still running. But here, if some prompt is takes time in this case, you can use Ctrl+B to run this in the background. So you can also hide this in the same time, and in another window you can also use this for another Claude Code window. But here I'm simply running this in the background, and let's wait a little bit to run with this command, and after that you can open your project in the browser. And then the containers are starting successfully. Let me check the status to confirm everything is run properly. Check container status and verify services are running, so they can also double check this one as well. First of all, let's check this here. And as you can see, my project is started via Claude Code and this is running. So no need for another check from the cloud side. So we already connected Claude Code with my project, and then here's some another idea. So you can ask your first question. For example, if you are new in this project, you can also ask every time AI, what does this project do? In this case, AI can also create you some quick overview or README file with every important information for your start. And also you can ask for technologies or the main entry point or explain the folder structure. So in this case, for example, if you are new in some framework, or if you are a junior developer and would like to make sure that you have the big picture about your project, you can ask every time AI, what does this project do for you, or what technologies are used, or what the main entry points, or explain the folder structure and so on. So this is very, very powerful tools, because AI can explain everything for you, because they can check the different folder structure, and also they can read through every related README files. Or it's not about checking the information within your project. They have also access to this global information space, and they can also pull information from the internet and collect them, and every related information can connected into your project. And based on this information from your project structure and also from the internet, from external resources, Claude Code can create you the README overview file where you have every important information about your project, technologies, entry points, and for example, how can you clear the cache, or how can you generate the styles, or JavaScript, or the Tailwind structure, or JavaScript structure, and so on. And it depends if you are a front-end or back-end or full-stack developer. Claude Code can also filter every relevant information for you as well. And I think this is only just the beginning, but in the 1 or 2 or 3 years, this will be the standard for every developers. And it's unbelievable how AI can also working nowadays within your IDs in the CI process. I would like to give you this quick overview about this Claude Code Pro, because this is Claude Code is already opened the new ways for the developers with these functionalities, and I would like to just present this to you within this video lesson. And you will also see that how powerful is AI, and how can you control everything within your CI process. So now we already started the project, and then we can create your first code change and check everything here. But first of all, before we are jumping into the code generation, we can also ask AI here. For example, let's explain this for me. What does this project do, for example? We can quickly ask this as well, because now I can act like a junior developer or completely new within this Magento Hyvä project, and then you will see every essential information related to the project. So in this case, we are using the Magento 2.4.7 Community Edition e-commerce project with the Hyvä Theme framework integration. And also it contains and serves as a training and development environment that includes the core modules, the Magento e-commerce store with the Hyvä theme, and this is the faster, more modern front-end than default Magento, and this is absolutely true. And this is the training modules demonstrating best practices for Hyvä development, because here I already installed my training material from my Udemy courses. And if you are interested about the Hyvä theme and Magento in general, feel free to check my Udemy courses, because I already created a Hyvä Themes course, and this is already my best-selling course on Udemy, where I'm teaching about the Hyvä Themes. Also released a brand new course about the Hyvä Checkout, so feel free to check these courses. So everything is described in the description below. And also, if you are using my coupon code, you will have a big discount where you can activate this and you can buy these courses in a really good price. So feel free to check this afterwards or now within the description. And also this key feature is the custom training module, what I mentioned here. This Hyvä Hero, MageWire Hero, Tailwind Hero, and Alpine.js and Checkout Hero extension is already installed and explained here. And the tech stack is with the Alpine.js, Tailwind CSS, and MageWire components. And this is a Docker-based development environment. And the custom theme is also installed. And this is the parent theme from the Hyvä. And this is the one at Varga. And also the technologies, Hyvä Themes, Alpine.js, Tailwind CSS, and MageWire. And this is the quick overview about the project and about the technologies, what is used here, and about the installed module. So, and I think I found this also really, really cool, if you are new in this project, then only one prompt and you have this quick description, the technologies, and as a starting point. But for example here, if you would like to know more about, for example, Tailwind CSS, please tell me more about Tailwind CSS, then they can also collect every external information and checking everything in the World Wide Web, and then you will see more explanation about the Tailwind CSS, for example. As you can see, this is listed that they are searching on the web under the Tailwind CSS 2025 documentation, futures and utility first framework, and also found 10 results, and this is already collected here, and then you will get the overview about the Tailwind CSS. So, and this is the result. The Tailwind CSS is the utility first CSS framework that revolutionized how you style web applications. Instead of writing custom CSS, you compose design using pre-built utility classes directly in your HTML. And this is the core concept, is also described with the example, with this button style, with the usage of the Tailwind, and also the benefits that build layouts without leaving HTML, no more context switching, rapid prototyping and iteration, also the performance, consistency, and also the newest update with the version 4.0, and also the relation into your project with the Magento Hyvä project. And yeah, so then you have the information about the Tailwind CSS and you can start working on it within your project. But this is the same with the Alpine.js and so on. And here I wanted to present this to you. How can Claude Code connect with the external resources, as also collect the relevant information and pull into your project? Because based on this flow, you can also create extension and collect information from the World Wide Web, and everything will be pulled, every relevant information into your project, and then based on this information, your extension will be created or your changes. And I think this also really powerful if you are working on a new extension, or if you need some knowledge from the World Wide Web. This is also possible with the usage of the Claude Code. So we will also create code changes, but here I would like to also explain that you can also use Git with the Claude Code. In this case, if you have some file changed, then you can ask Claude Code what file have changed, and Claude Code can also add this file into your branch and also commit them, create branch. So actually every Git command can be also used via Claude Code automatically. So Claude Code can also generate the code base, and you can double check that everything's working fine, or rewrite the code if it's not perfect for you. And then you can ask AI and Claude Code, please add these files and create the commit, and then create a branch and push this into this branch. But here also, if you have some weird merge conflict or some weird Git history, you can also use here Claude Code to clean this up, or ask for help if you would like to reset some commits or delete some commits, or reset your branch into some previous commits. This is also possible with the Claude Code Pro. Or here, as I previously mentioned, if you have some console errors or exception from the backend part, Claude Code can also help and assist you in this case and fix the problem, or at least find what is the problem or what can be fixed. Or also Claude Code can help you refactoring your actually code base and test. So Claude Code can also write, let's say, playwright test for the front-end testing, or unit test for the backend PHP code testing, or Claude Code can also refactor and provide suggestion if you are refactoring your actual code base from backend or from front-end side. And also if you are extending your extension or code base, Claude Code can also update the existing README or create a completely new README if you are created a new extension. And also if you are finished your code and extension, you can also ask Claude Code, please double check this code, what I'm already created, or review my changes and also suggest improvements. So you can also imagine Claude Code like a mentor or external developer sitting next to you, and then they can also check your code base, review them, update the README, write unit test, playwright test, make refactoring, make Git commands, branches, commits, everything, and so on. And I find this really powerful in terms of AI workflow. And before we are jumping to the essential commands, I would like to also mention that if you are using Claude within your project, please check your privacy policy and also the data structure if you would like to integrate Claude Code within your project, because then if you have some sensitive information within your project, this should be clarified before you are using Claude Code within your project, because the data transfer is also happening in the background, and please make sure that you are not sending some sensitive information via Claude Code Pro. Please clarify the privacy policy and the data protection first before you are starting Claude Code or Claude Code Pro within your project. Actually, here I'm using this for my test project on my local Magento project. So this is the blank Magento installation with the Hyvä theme. So not on the project levels, not on the work level, because this should be clarified previously with your team members and colleagues if you would like to start Claude Code Pro, because still if you're using sensitive information or storing sensitive information on your project level, then it's not a really nice idea to also add this information or covering this information via these Claude Code AI tools. So this should be clarified, and please make sure that you allow to use some kind of AI tools within your project. But if you can use this and everything is clarified, then naturally then you have these possibilities with the Claude Code Pro, and they can really help you in your flow and make your futures or bug fix process or everything's a little bit faster in this way. So now let's jump to the essential command section, where I will explain some commands to you. Here I already started with the Claude command, and then starting the interactive mode in the prompt. And here you can ask Claude and the task. In this case, Claude, please fix the build error, or run on-off query then exit. So with the param p, you will run the queries and then exit them. Or you can continue the most recent conversation. So if you are started with some conversation, but if you would like to continue the same conversation process, or just extend the prompt with some new information or add a suggestion from your side, you can continue with the C, or with the R, we can resume the previous conversation and also create a Git commit with the Claude commit. Then your commit will be automatically created. I will also show this to you later. And also you can clear the conversational history, and with the help you can show the commands from Claude Code, and if you type exit, then you can exit Claude Code and close them. So this is the essential commands by the Claude Code, and I will also show this to you in my terminal, in my CI process. And here, this is very important if you are starting generally with the AI or with the Claude Code, that please be specific with your request and with your prompt. So instead of typing, for example, fix this bug, you can type fix the login bug where users see a blank screen after entering wrong credentials. So as you can see here, the difference, instead of writing fix the bug or please create the coupon code extension, then it's better if you are explaining this with more sentence and more information for the AI, because then AI can also create your extension best way, let's say, and not you are typing some general message, please fix this bug or that bug and so on. Then please add every information what you have based on your ticket requirement or based on your bug. So not only putting this sentence that you can fix the bug, then you can also put the, for example, the related exception or JavaScript errors or the file what you can find in your project. So if you're typing more and more sentence and a better described prompt, then your response from the AI will be also better, and you should not start a really long conversation with the AI because the first prompt was enough and well described, and then you will get better response also from the AI. And if you would like to make some complex task with the AI, then please make sure that break the complex task into the steps. So you can clarify this, for example, create a new database table for user profile and then create an API endpoint to get and update user profiles, or build a web page that allows users to see and edit their information. So with this, you will see we have the step-by-step instruction, and based on this, AI can also create complex tasks. So if you see your task will be really complex, then you can also create, based on this task description, small steps, and then you can add this as a prompt to Claude Code, and then based on this, you will your new extension will be created. And before making changes or ask AI for changes or bug fixing, it's better the Claude understand your code or code base. So first, it's really important that Claude will also analyze your code base. And then what I mentioned previously, here is the question about the privacy policy and data protection. But if it's clarified, then AI Claude Code have access to your project and can analyze the database schema, for example, and then after that build a dashboard showing products that are most frequently returned by our UK customer. If AI is already collected every related information, for example, from the database schema, then they can start to create your extension. But first, let Claude explore first what's going on and how your database structure looks like, or code structure and so on. And here you use tab for or command completion, and also you can use and check the command history, and with the slash commands you can type to see all commands. If you're typing slash, then you will see every slash commands in the console. And if you need more help later on, you can type /help or ask how do I, and then Claude Code can explain this to you. Or you can every time check this official documentation with the shortcuts if you are starting with the Claude Code Pro. We already explained the installation and the basic commands, and here regarding the common workflow, as I previously said, Claude Code should first understand your code base or database structure, and you can also use this on the high level overview. So for example, if you're already asking, give me an overview of this code base, then in the same time, Claude is already checking your code base or database structure and so on, and they already collecting information. And based on this information, they can also create better extension, or they can fix then the bugs faster because they have already the overview about your project. So it's also good to you if you're new on this project, because you have every information collected in the CI process, but it's also good for the Claude Code, for the AI model, because they are also collecting information about your project and data structure in the same time, and they can also provide you better code. Also, if you are not quite sure, for example, in which file you're handling the authentication, then you can ask AI, or how these authentication files work together in your project. They can also explain this to you, or understand the execution flow, trace the login process from front-end to database. So you can also ask the relevant code base and information from the AI, or if you have some problem or bugs in the CI process. For example, here I'm seeing an error when I run npm test, then ask AI for this and they can suggest some bug fix in this case, or fix some TypeScript or apply the fix. And here is also some tips. Mention any step to reproduce the error. So here is also, if you are adding more and more and better prompt to the AI, they can also create better response and fixing your bugs in this case. So you can find the deprecated API and you use it in your code base. And also suggest how the refactoring this utils.js to use modern JavaScript features, and also create apply the changes safely or verify the refactoring, run test. So if the AI Claude Code is already created the patch, let's say, or refactor the code, they can apply them and also they can verify it's working correctly, so they can also check this. And now I would like to talk about the sub-agents. And in this case, you can use specialized sub-agents. And you can imagine sub-agents is like handle a specific task more efficiently, effectively in your project. So here with the /agents, you can view the available sub-agents in your project. So if you are typing here agents, then you will see the list about your available agent types. So this is the general purpose. This is the general purpose agent for researching complex questions, searching for code and executing multi-step tasks. Use when searching for keyword files and not confident you will find the right match in first few tries. And also tools here, all available tools, this comprehensive access, and you have the status line set up. This is specialized agent for configuring Claude Code status line settings. And here you have also usage notice that launch multiple agents concurrently for maximum performance. Each agent invocation is stateless. Provide detailed task description. Agent outputs should generally be trusted. Clear specify if you want research via code implementation. Use when tasks require multiple rounds of searching or analysis. So you can imagine agents or this sub-agents is like you can specify this for each task. So for example, if you have some agents for creating a JavaScript file on the checkout part, so you can also create these agents. Or if you are a backend developer, then you can create agent for creating unit test and specialize for them. So you can imagine with the agent you can handle specified task effectively. And you can also run a sub-agent automatically, and in this case Claude Code will automatically delegate appropriate tasks to specialized sub-agent. For example, review my recent code changes for security issues, run all tests and fix any failure. And here you can explicitly request specify sub-agent, use the code reviewer sub-agent to check the authentication module, or have the debugger sub-agent investigate why user can't log in. And here with the /agent you can also create sub-agent, and in the later section I would like to also show this to you. How can you create agent or sub-agent, and how can you configure and also let's say specialize for your task. So for example, create debugger agents, or creating JavaScript agents only for writing JavaScript code, or only writing something some sub-agent for creating playwright test, or fixing some bugs on the checkout forms and so on. So, and every sub-agent will be located in the cloud /agent for team sharing, and use descriptive description field. And also you can here limit the tool access to what each sub-agent actually needs. And for the more information, you can check the documentation. But first I wanted to quickly explain this to you, that this is also possible to use sub-agent within the Claude Code, and the sub-agent can specialize for the different tasks more effectively. We already had a quick overview, Quickstart, and also explained the common workflow within the Claude Code and Claude Code Pro. And now we can also make some code changes, some start with the Claude Code Pro. So now I would like to also quickly show that if you are typing $/, then you will see every Claude Code Pro related commands, for example, add a new working directory or about the agents, or the bashes or bug, submit feedback about Claude Code, or clear. With this you can reset the conversation history and free up context, or the compact. With this you can clear the conversation history but keep the summary in the context. And also the config, open config panel, and cost, show the total cost and duration of the current session, and the doctor diagnose and verify your Claude Code installation and settings. And with the exit you can quit from the Claude Code Pro. And in the next section I will add different prompts to the AI, starting from the basic until the complex task and extension creation, and we will see how does it work with the Claude Code Pro. So stay tuned and see you in the next video.